Allow me to tell you a story. This story is titled The Semi-Lucky Man. In 1983, the semi-lucky man named Dalton Timothy William, a man who faced a lot of drudgery because his two kids, one was in middle school and the other in high school. His two kids that were in two different schools in Fort Lannister. His two kids then, as a way for him to know that his kids was in two different schools, his kids, they grew up in the projects. And it was a very big reputized neighborhood in Fort Lannister, Nebraska. And over time, the kids of the school heard about this. Dalton Timothy William III was the man who was the third generation of the William family. As William or as the William family knew what was going on. But then again, Dalton Timothy William III happened to lose his own daughter, Trish Arlena William, as he ran around the bay portion of Fort Lannister, Nebraska, looking for his daughter, Trish Arlena William. She was nowhere to be found. Then his other daughter, Jean May William, was also lost, but in a different way. She disappeared into her boyfriend, and she was in high school. Jean May Williams was, in fact, with her boyfriend. Her little sister was stated to have witnessed too many gang warfares between the mafia and the Four Corner Queens. The Four Corner Queens was a street gang wearing blue and red. So many people in that gang had a tragic past, because the Four Corner Queens was a gang of dropouts from Jean May Williams' school. They were the newest gang in town. They were one of the newest gangs in town. And through no fault of Jean May Williams, she had disappeared into her boyfriend, who happens to be one of the most highest ranking lieutenants, if not a pseudo high ranking lieutenant, in the Four Corner Queens. The Four Corner Queens happened to be led by a blonde woman, or blonde young woman from her school, who had with one of the newest gangs, turned out to be one of the smallest street gangs. This Four Corner Queens was a drug ring street gang. They were often one of the poorest street gangs, whereas the mafia was the ultimate wealthiest ever gang in the city. There was too many gang wars. When Dalton Timothy William III happened, when Dalton Timothy William III happened to come across Jean May Williams' boyfriend, who was named Raven, a pseudo-gothic member of the gang. as Raven, the pseudo-gothic member of the Four Corner Queens street gang, had been pushed to the forefront of the street gang, as he was both a DJ and a drug dealing gang member. Though the mafia warned them if the whole Four Corner Queens street gang stepped foot in their territory, they would wipe them out, including killing including the very daughter of Dalton Timothy William III. And Dalton Timothy William III was a former member as Dalton Timothy William III knew that the father of the blonde young woman that dropped out of Jean May Williams High School, Dalton Timothy William III gangbanged alongside the very man. But the girl just took up her dead father's mantle as the new leader of the Four Corner gang. The Four Corner gang was called the Four Corner Kings until the blonde girl's dad was killed off and was the last leader to be killed off. And his highest ranking lieutenants and 3 subsequent underbosses and second in commands, his 3 second in commands had died during a gang war with the mafia. They was one of the very big street gangs at the time. As when the teenage girl that took over her dad's gang and built her generation of her dad's gang from the ground up. Every one of the members of her gang were all dropouts from the same high school. And they were known to be the high school dropout gang. Bunch of teenagers that dropped out of school. They put what little money that they had together for a few guns. And only the highest ranking members were allowed to use the guns. But the rest were reduced to melee weapons. They used the melee weapons to beat up and to kill numerous upon numerous gang members from rival gangs started coming up missing. It was numerous upon numerous gang members from other gangs were coming up missing and being replaced by new blood. And then once they robbed the bodies of the enemy gang members, and whatever money that they found, they pocketed the money and put it in the very fund. After the funding was complete, that girl and her little group of gang members, ended up using that money to end up building up their firepower. Then, as a result, they were armed to the teeth with clips, gun magazines, guns, and ammunition, and body armor too. They were seeking retaliation against the mafia for what they did a generation ago. After the prolonged gang wars led to subsequent outcry from the Four Corner Gang, Raven was shot dead after his encounters with the mafia. A few mafia gang members and him and his three homies were killed. After him and his 3 or 2 homies was killed, the 4th or his 3rd homie came up and started shooting, and then bam, a full-on gang war. Like, it was a problem. A problem because the gang warfare had ruined Dalton Timothy William III's life. Looking for his own daughter. After the constant warfare, had ruined his life. One kid was of his, Trish Arlena William, was killed by Scooter Braun. Now he's going to lose another kid. That's what he was thinking. So he tells his daughter, Jean May William, to break up with Raven to save her own life. And Jean May William tells her father that she's going to break up with her boyfriend Raven. But right before he died. So it was times like this is what he was thinking. And after all the constant gang warfares that went on, every single time But it was all crazy. Then Dalton Timothy William III's car breaks down right outside his oldest daughter's school. They walked home together. He called for his vehicle to be towed to a body shop. To get worked on. But they lived in a very, very, very peculiar place, adjacent from all the gang turf wars that's been going on and going around in Fort Lannister, Nebraska. But he was lucky to have his daughter, semi-lucky to have both daughters, considering one was killed by Scooter Braun. And almost lost his daughter to gang violence. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. This is a sequel to the MySpace Horror Story series. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss another upload. And share the videos to show the channel some love.